It's Brutus Magna here. I thought I'd make a video about why I've decided to restart my campaign. This is the second campaign that I've played in Total War. The first one I played on normal, and I quickly sort of came down into Africa and could see that I needed to up the difficulty level, so I went up to very hard. So this is a campaign on very hard. And I was playing as Rome and came up into how do we say, Pannonia and Illyria. So I also quickly came over here and took this province and Magna Graecia. Other than the city owned by Carthage, Carthage grew very large, and Carthage was conquering quite a lot of Tarraconensis, for example, Baetica, and this side of the map, and it was conquering down through Africa. And as I was coming up to the north and coming back down to Macedonia, I was going along this northern front, and as I was doing that, I was making friends with the Gallic Federation, because I was declaring war against factions that it was at war with over here to the east, and it was creating kind of a front line, essentially a divide between the north part of the map and myself. They were very friendly, but they were having trouble with Carthage coming up the side, and they were getting conquered. So the other thing that happened is Carthage became so powerful, it was fielding a lot of naval fleets around my territory. It was looking kind of scary, so I thought, well, we've got to do something about Carthage. So I eventually declared war on Carthage and took a couple of cities. I took this city here to complete the province, that's Lilybaeum, and I took this city over here, interestingly, doesn't have the name of the city there because my army is on top of it, but I took that one, and I took Carthago, which was enough to kind of allow the Gallic Federation to then start conquering Carthage for me, which was perfect. I didn't want to have to go to war with Carthage directly, or at least I didn't want to have to go through all of its territory. So while the Gallic Federation was conquering Carthage and it swept down here, I kept taking these provinces to the east. But then I started to realise that the Gallic Federation spreads all the way down the map, and it was starting to sweep through Africa. And I realised that it too was starting to field a lot of naval ships, and it was looking quite like it needed to be stopped. And so instead of attacking it directly, because I was kind of at war over here at the east, I decided to drive directly down into Libya, and I took and into Egyptus. So I took Alexandria, and I took this entire province to stop the Gallic Federation going any further east along here, and I drove upwards, and I took this city off Scythia. I can't remember the name now. Let's see, down here, Royal Scythia. So I took that city and I tried to sort of divide the map in half, essentially down the middle, so that Gallic Federation couldn't take any more territory. And in doing so, I came at war with Chimeria, which was essentially all along the coast, and I think one of the major factions on this side. And I thought, well, that's okay. So Gallic Federation can't get any further, and so what I can do is just take the whole east of the map, and then come back and kill the Gallic Federation. But unfortunately, Chimeria and Gallic Federation are they have cultural affinity. So as I was going to war with Chimeria, Gallic Federation weren't liking it. They eventually declared war on me, and now I'm fighting essentially all around. I'm fighting on all fronts, and it's really an undesirable situation to be in. I'm starting to lose some cities to the Gallic Federation. I've played enough strategic games to know that once the AI starts to get an advantage on you like this, you start to crumble. It's really just a slow death. I could probably fight my way back. Maybe I could continue to take Chimeria a bit more, maybe give up some of this territory, fight my way onto this side, and then fight back again on the other side, but it's not all that far away from losing Rome, and if I lose Rome, then the game's kind of up, I would say. So I made some mistakes, and the biggest mistake was allowing Gallic Federation to get so big. I think I'm going to start the campaign again. I'm going to try to divide up the provinces, so I'm going to take this region here to sort of divide these two areas up. I may well push straight down into Egyptus and divide that to divide these regions up, and perhaps this area here as well to divide those regions. So sort of divide the map up, and then take each region as I see fit. So just to sort of show you the way I ended up, here's the diplomatic status. I've got the Brooklyn as a one city client nation. They don't do very much. I've got on the public order, it's not bad. There are some things that are in the negative, but I had it more or less under control. And in the region wealth, I was starting to get reasonable. One things that I had trouble with was, I wasn't really paying attention to what regions should specialise in what, so I was basically making armies everywhere. I had a lot of public order everywhere as well, buildings for public order, and I was just trying to do the same thing with every province. So I've been seeing some people are saying that different provinces should be run in different ways. So this has got iron, perhaps I should be treating that in differently to some other provinces like this one. Some people are saying they just sort of make all their armies in Rome and they treat everything else to make money or something. So I might think about how I might do that. I think I could play a much better game that way. The region growth, nothing was really growing. I think there's a bit of growth down here because I just sort of taken a couple of cities here. Growth was coming occasionally, but I wasn't really concentrating on growth. That's kind of how the campaign is, and I feel like I really just need to start it again, and think a bit more. Now that I've had experience with a number of units, and I know where to get archers, for example, I know the elephants, where to find those, and I sort of know what to expect from the different factions. I think I can plan the campaign a bit better and make some really decisive kind of military advances. I think this next campaign that I start will be quite a bit better.